Hello, I'm Steve Mason and welcome to my podcast feature commentary for Prayer of the Rollerboys, which has one of the most gnarly DVD intro screens. It's fucking horrible. It's like looking at Lego pixelation. Anyway, I'm pressing the start right about now. Now, Prayer of the Rollerboys is a really hard film to get a hold of. Lovely blue font at the start. I love the music of this film. So, yeah. Bring back some memories here. Yeah, I love the music. Nice little score at the start there, and a cross and a dragon. You know, Prayer of the Rollerboys, blue font, and straight in from that, smashing the screen down to some rollerblading. Now, Corey Haim did a lot of his own stunts in this, and this came along after Gleaming of the Cube with Christian Slater, and it's part of one of Corey Haim's free picture deal for First Independent, and it's First Independent's first ever movie to release at the pictures. And to be honest with you, a lot of First Independent movies have fell off the radar. You can't get a hold of them. They released a lot of big box VHSs back in the day, and it's just hard to get a hold of. Haim did stuff like Fast Getaway and Dream Machine. There's front flip there. That does look like Haim. I'm not sure if it is. I love the look of this film as well. Venice Beach, early 90s. I think it was filmed down there. It was probably filmed in Vancouver. No, it definitely looks like it's filmed in Venice Beach. So there's Chris Collette. Bit of history about this as well. Corey Haim's first ever movie was Firstborn, also known as Moving In. Corey Haim plays Chris Collette's younger brother in the movie. It's on Netflix in the UK at the moment. And it's weird because this film is about 10 to 12 years later, and the thing about the two friends here from the past, you know, they hook on something, you know, and it's the whole of his character Griffin's coming back to try and make a living and make a lookout for his brother. I mean, you know what I'm on about. I'm talking about the film, I'm not describing the fucking film. The reason why I'm doing Prayer of the Rollerboys as a podcast, as a feature podcast, is Prayer of the Rollerboys will be the first episode of season 3 of Fast Forward Reviews, and it's going to be pretty awesome because Fast Forward Reviews is changing, and it's going to be one episode a month. And it was pretty awesome to do like this company now to coincide with that release. Patricia Arquette, whose name appears above the DVD I have of this, even though her name's nowhere on the VHS I got. Definitely check out my Fast Forward Reviews because it's filmed over about 6 months, and I did the review for it. I love that grab and hang air there. Got that, then and months later Annie got us the VHS, and then I actually got one of the video shop posters from back in the day when this first came out, which is awesome to have. And that Fast Forward Review sort of shows respect to the film, and it has this massive weird random kind of style rant going on. So I'm going solo again. I'm happy to get Jack for Predator. We are meant to be doing Predators on Sunday coming, which is going to be awesome, but enough of that to talk about the film. So yeah, it definitely looks like LA. Corey Haim looks to be in great shape. This is definitely Corey Haim's, probably Corey Haim's biggest day of the rope is coming. Yeah, there's a lot of great things about this. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll talk about this on the podcast. Fast forward, Prayer of the Rollerboys was the last official episode I did for Concert Magazine. Because as soon as I mentioned the obvious about the cover and about the film, I mentioned that the Ku Klux Klan on rollerblades was my best description of the Rollerboys in the magazine. I worked for, like, you can't say that. And I was like, well, I kind of already have. And you know, it's just, you know what I mean? It's you know, it's what the film is. You know, I just stated the obvious. But yeah, film obviously reminds me a lot as well of Running Man, coming a couple of years after Running Man. It's got that urban breakdown to some noise downstairs next door, shutting the door, I think. So here come the Rollerboys there in the white jackets. Yeah, it definitely looks like Venice Beach. And it's Chris Collette doing the whole television thing and brainwashing. Little like pop shanty town units, a bit like an in shops going there. Yeah, Day of the Rope, Rollerboys rule. So yeah, back to Haim. I mean, Haim had a couple of breakouts with Dream Machine and Fast Getaway. Fast Getaway is a really good action movie. It's a little low budget for the time, but this was the big one for him, especially away from Feldman as a standalone thing. Yeah, the speed bagger there. His younger brother, who's Milty there, I think he's quite a natural actor. It hasn't done much. He's only done a few films. And he comes Patricia Arquette again, looking absolutely stunning. This is about 4 years before True Romance. And rollerblades were massive then. In the UK, rollerblades were popular for a time, but the UK gravel is shocking. Like Redcar in Middlesbrough is where the big skate park is. You can't skateboard or rollerblade on UK streets, you know. So it was definitely a big rise. And this got it, you know. You mean everyone's got BMX bandits, people. You've got Gleam of the Cube for skateboarding or grind for a newer generation, and Prayer the Rollerboys is for Rollerboys, and it definitely needs some kind of 88 release. Or I've just noticed some in the background there. There's a Prayer of the Rollerboys. There's a Rollerboys sticker on the window, when obviously the Rollerboys are racist and Speedbag wants to do it. The Pinky Mobile coming here, Westminster Avenue. Look at that, man, giving them an assault rifle to deliver a fucking pizza. I ordered a pizza the other week just after my tumble dryer broke, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, like tumble dryer." I was like, "Dude, it's broken. I need to take the tip." And the next day I came back, my tumble dryer disappeared. I was like, "Fucking hell, man." Yeah, Pinky's Bazaars. So I first seen this movie way back renting it. I never, to be honest, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about this. Obviously, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman were really popular, and I remember going to the local video shop. There was Titles at the time, and they were renting a lot of videos out, and a lot of the Feldman and Haim films were hard to get a hold of, man. And they had one called Pray the Rollerboys, and I rented it blind. You know, the people just said, "Oh yeah, Pray the Rollerboys," and it was awesome and it was great. And I remember going in and looking around and eventually finding the box. I remember being on the bottom shelf, underneath about 5 or 6 shelves, face on, and the cover's quite on VHS. You know, it's got the picture of him, and it's got the Rollerboys, and it's got the Rollerboys. Looks like Rollerboy 5 almost. You know. The DVD cover I've got's not very good as well. The best covers I've seen it in New Zealand. It's got quite a unique cover, but the German one's quite good. I am interested in buying that one. I've been buying a lot of German VHSs lately. Yeah, but the Pinky Mobile there. Again though, going back to the fall, you know, it's ahead of its time, you know. This is sort of like the story with the Mist is a bit like crack cocaine, New Jack City kind of thing, how it takes over. There's a lot of films going in the 90s thinking that that's where we were headed, that the, you know, stuff like Fortress, and where it's so far ahead of its time. So here's the Mist there, again coming off the 80s, and everything was neon colours as well. Pretty cool effect that as well, but people hooked on this like Mist kind of thing, zoning out. And that's very sophisticated technology. But yeah, the film all reminds me of like a night version of Men at Work and all that. It's got that really early 90s, late 80s kind of thing going on there. Very dark in places. So establishing that Milky doesn't have an education, you know, I mean, over here education's free for kids, you know. It's different schools and different stuff in America, you know what I mean. It's, yeah, it's definitely LA. That totally looks like they live, you know. Yeah, downtown LA, great graffiti. See, again, I think the soundtrack for this is really good. And this film's ahead of its time, man. 9 Inch Nails are on this soundtrack, but it's scored really well. Visually looks, you know what I mean. I'm sure the director, I think it's Rick King, rings a bell. I think he went on to do one of the Kickboxers, I think. But he is I think he was one of the directors of photography in Point Blank, Point Break, Point Blank, Point Break. Think. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite a good action. Gets you straight in. Great practical stunt, that, you know what I mean. Now that'd be done with CGI, they wouldn't do it at all. Haim seems to be quite full on this, doing most of his own stunts as well. That definitely. I mean, that's him there kicking wood. That's not a stunt double. Well, it's a bloody good look-alike stunt double. He does look like he's aged a little bit since Watchers, which was a couple of years before as well. There's another film I really want to do a podcast for, Watchers, because I read the book for Watchers and it's meant. Yeah, this was heavily advertised on most VHSs. Him was that big back then, man, like Fast Getaway and stuff like that. Popular, but again, first independence, there's a lot of films just disappear. They seem to have a lot of stuff in Europe and Germany. I know Carnosaur's another first independent movie as well, big box, but they just seem to like haven't seen the day on DVD, you know. I mean, I was looking before, and the Pray the Rollerboys I've got there, it goes really expensive. I mean, it's a hard sort of film, but saying that, you can probably fucking YouTube it. Again, I love that. American street light, American cop cars. Over here it's just blue, but over there red and blue. It's a great like visual night with the smoke. But even the grain on the guys, the actor playing Pinky's their face is really poor. So again, their underground car park, nothing like that over here in the UK at the time to practice rollerblading just on a flat surface, you know. If you want to get used to it on your feet. The thing is about, I mean, I criticised this about criticised it about is like, okay, they're called the Rollerboys to go around on rollerblades, but like you can't just jump in a car, can't just like start a fight. Or there's a scene later on I'm sure it takes place in a field, and it's like, okay, you would have to take your rollerblades off very quickly. This is quite a great visual coming up here at the introduce of the Rollerboys. I mean, visually that looks stunning. Most of them are still rocking mullets, so that's a bit worrying, but again, this is a technically late 80s, early 90s movie. And again, here we go straight from the get-go. You've got Chris Collette and Corey Haim back together, and you can, like, there's something there. And if you think about it, Chris Collette's on the artwork for Firstborn, and I don't really rate Chris Collette as an actor. He's really good in this as a bad guy. I think he bounces well off him, but if you see him in the Langoliers, he's just like, what the fuck. But I think this is a great thing for the film. I think you feel like there's a history there, because there is a history there, you know what I mean. Corey Haim's went off and he's done Silver Bullet, he went off and did Lost Boys, I mean License to Drive, and by this point I think he did Dream Machine, Fast Getaway and this all at the same time, and you can't help but like maybe be a little bit jealous, and I think that works for his performance, you know. He definitely looks like, yeah. He's got this weird mullet, like. Haim always had hair. In the 90s, Haim always had some radical hair. You could get jealous of his hair as well until like I think Double O came and he bleached it all blonde. That was different. Yeah, Chris Collette's got a very sinister look, like. Again, another great dark film. I think still quite dark and oomy. Oomy? What the fuck's oomy? But yeah. But see, again, they're going around with rollerblades, and yes, he's got an arsenal and that, but like, where's the car and all that? You know what I mean? Yes, it's a quick way to get around on the boardwalk, but if you're trying to build an empire and branch out, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. But again, it's part of the film, you know. possibly at this time as well that Haim was heavily under the influence. Great, I love that shot there with all the old VHS tallies out there. I wouldn't like to be getting them in a hurry if it started raining. Obviously Venice Beach doesn't rain that often, I imagine, but yeah. Ian was heavily under the influence at this time as well. He didn't have that many big films after this before he fell off the radar. I mean, this is definitely his biggest last solo film on the outing. But again, I think the set location, just using bits and bobs and random stuff and tents and the way it's lit in the background, I think that's awesome. If that was meant to be Corey Haim and Milty as a kid, that did not look like them at all. I do have the autobiography, Someone Want License to Dream. I did find it quite interesting until I realised that they didn't do that much of research when they would get Val Kilmer and George Clooney confused when they're on about Corey Haim was pretty much just offered the role of Robin for Batman Forever, but was that spaced out and that stressed out. But when they're talking about it, saying George Clooney, when I was like, well, that definitely would be Val Kilmer. And there's a couple of like things that they got wrong or not wrong, and that's a lot of pizzas to be putting on a bike. But yeah, I maybe just could have read the bit about it, but Milty, yeah, it totally reminds us of the Shanks in Running Man. Never mullet. It's got a very, I don't know what that colour is. Everyone's very orange. I'm guessing like this needed restoring and a lot of work there. I mean, the blues look nice in the night time, but there's a lot of pink and pink shirts, pink stripy shirts, but then it's just this grain of pinkness going over there. I mean, Haim's performance mostly in this is worried and pissed off, and again talking about his addiction at the time probably came into credibility here. Credibility helped him a little bit. Yeah, Patricia Arquette was absolutely gorgeous then. Pretty young at the time. But even there, it's still a very, it's very orangey. You know, even the sea for Venice Beach normally always looks super red hot, but it doesn't. I know it's meant to have that fallout. She's got different rollerblades and the one was getting fixed before, and he's got no rollerblades. He's all the way down the pier. So yeah, it's set in the future where they're on about how brick by brick one of the schools has been relocated in Japan, and you know, I was in Beamish the other week and there was a house being built and that was relocated from Hexham. Fair enough, that's only about 20 miles up the road from where it is, but that's starting to happen. Places that have like historical value or anything like that are getting brick by brick transferred. You know, it's again, it's business. It's still business now, and again, this was ahead of its time on certain things. This guy plays Speedbag. I think he's really good. Like, but a seal praise, boy, they're coming. Yeah, you just want to hit that guy who's just coming as a bonio. This guy here as well. I'm gonna have to go and get my phone and check out IMDb because it bugged me what he was in. Blonde hair. It's definitely inspired by Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV. I don't think that clock's changed as well. Big neon clock there. Some random trumpet in the background. Hey, that Rollerboys sticker still on that door. The clock's working. There's a little hand going around. I do think that the whole yeah, there's definitely a hidden message there about racism. Like, everyone's equal, everyone's born with the same rights, you know. It's, but again, you're talking late 80s, early 90s, there still had to be a message brought across, you know. Yeah, it's a good performance by the Speedbagger. So the first bit of music, decent music. Head like a hole. Yeah, Rollerboys party, ferry go round inside. Balloons everywhere. See, look at that, man. Head like a hole, walking to a party. Mint. Bottles of champagne. Fucking mermaid with boobies. Sexy, sexy. Gotta say it, if I've seen one horsey. I love that there's a cake of Chris Colette and it's made this big figure. He's got a fucking brown hair, but he's definitely got blonde hair, so yeah, it's a bit of a prop thing there. Again though, head like a hole kicking right in, was a mud party going over a slide. Again though, this was a very similar scene that was portrayed in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, that place for the kids to go, like a youth club on the edge, you know. Hope the mermaid's getting rollerblade around it. Oh, Loch Ness Monster rant as well. Bango. It's gonna bug me again what he was in, like. Sure, I used to have one of them sides when I was a kid. Look at that hair, man. It's a proper spiky porcupine. Yeah, I'm going to be unprofessional and quickly nip in the next room, pick my phone up. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Oh, she totally want to be him right now with her taking her knickers off. Hey. Again, though, it's a big budget set. I think it cost about £1 million. I probably should have watched my fast forward review before I did this, but no. At least I'm doing it for real. Yeah. Ooh, bright red knickers. Obviously comes back and pays off a joke later on, like. Nine-inch nails spinning all the way through there. Great visual again, bit like Schwarzenegger in Running Man, where they try to get the thing off. That guy on the left there is evil little angry man. He's pretty decent, like. More boobs in this movie than I remember. There's been so many boobs in the last 5 minutes. It's a nice duck. You're recording him, fan, you should know where that comment's from. I don't think I'll ever review that film. Actually, I've had a rant about that film, Blown Away. So I'm just going to have a quick look on IMDb and read some facts out and find out where the people are from. Again, even with the lighting and the top, I like that in the shot as well. You know. Again, no, he's on the run with rollerblades. You kind of limit it. You know what I mean? If you don't stay on the path, you're fucked. Again, though, love the score. It's a decent score. Ramrod. You can even look at the police, they barricaded up, like, you know, borrowing a bit from Predator 2 and Robocop. So yeah, Prey the Rollerboys 1990 film, 5.5 on IMDb. Released the 2nd of August 1991. That was one of the things I had a bit of a joke with in the thing. Say your prayers, boy. They're coming. Sounds a bit wrong, but yeah. It was directed by Rick King. Cast. Just sure. So Devlin Clark, who plays Milty, is well grown up now. He has continued a little bit acting. Mark Peliango, I'm going to say that is his name. The Big Lebowski, Mulholland Drive, Supernatural. He's in a lot. I'm trying to think what he's 127 movies. 13 Reasons Why, Far Cry 5. Yeah, he's a really popular actor. Done a lot of stuff on TV. Grimm. Lost. Wow, he's done a lot. It will bug me what I've seen him in, but yeah. Dexter babies. But yeah. As I say, the plot thickens here. This is where they're on about establishing like a mole into it. The words missing. But yeah, a lot of the cast have gone on to do good stuff. Even the little kid who was just in there, says little boy, he's went on to do a lot of stuff there as well. Corey Haim always had that vulnerable look about him. This one shouts at me, sir. Corey Haim did most of his own stunts in the film. Corey Haim and Finney worked together. It's the only film they released. 78 black shirts were used in rotation for the Rollerboys uniform due to the sweaty they became during filming. Well, okay. It's definitely written by one of the cast, I imagine. Soundtrack: 9 Inch Nails, Swamp, Pipe Dream as well, performed by Hell Torpedo. So, yeah. Filming locations: California. Yeah, it's all filmed in California, so not much on IMDb. Not remember much of that book. I do like how it's been filmed. I think it's a solid movie. So the Day of the Rope is a inner thing, and the Day of the Rope is about the mist makes people impotent who take it, and sort of to build the white race up. You know, white race rules all. That's why there's no black Rollerboys. That's why they all wear the white there. I mean, that's great in Venice Beach. I mean, look at that imagery there as well, especially the artwork done, the landscape, the clouds. There's no one around. Like, clear away. Again, you're on patrol with a gun. You know, say for example, you've got that path, you need to go down. If you end up on the beach, you're fucked. You've got rollerblades on, you're fucked. So, yeah. Again, this bit of music here with the little pianos, I think that's really good as well. The Mermaid Calf. That looks like Ricky Gervais there, like. It's a Milky starting to Misty. Misty starting to Milky. That's weird. Yeah. Shows you how old this film is. Me and Annie were going to see Jurassic Park, came out today or tomorrow. Jurassic World 2. Jurassic Park hadn't even came out when this had arrived. You know what I mean? Jesus. Sound effects great. Blood splatters. It's a little bit grainy for DVD as well. Down the south docks there as well for locations. Just so happened to not have his rollerblades. The last scene he did have his rollerblades, so he's like skated off. Came and found his brother not having his rollerblades. Again, that's just been me being picky faulty. Killing the silence. This guy looks a bit weird actually. That thing looks very tight around his head. This guy's got so much dead eyes. Like it's like the guy from Bodyguard when he's no. It's just, I don't like. He's got pop vinyl eyes when he's like it's just that's just creepy. The guy is proper creepy. Buddha and 50 Venus. Boingle got a jam. Pretty gnarly Jeep with a Jaws mouth on it there. Thing is though, I mean like, come on, you got the police and all trying to take down the Rollerboys. I don't know. There's a few loopholes with the story, I guess. I didn't even look if anyone's done a commentary for this film. It'd be awesome if they released it and said, could I put your commentary on? Yeah, do whatever you want, I don't mind. You know, I just think this film deserves a bit of love. You know, if it's an 88 film, you could probably put the trailer on, and that's probably about it. You know, unfortunately, Haim is long gone. Unfortunately, to come back and do a commentary, but yeah, pretty cool building as well. It's probably been in loads of different films. Look at that knight with a halo, a fucking Superman cape, and a fucking stick. That's mint. Germany buys Poland. That's written on the newspaper. Okay. Check these guns out. Yeah, definitely big locations. A lot of this doesn't look like sets, it looks like on, you know, about quite a big investment for the time. Fucking televisions with arms, man. I'd say, oh, there's a dinosaur behind them. It definitely does look like when it's an up close shot of him, they've definitely looked like they've made the time and effort to make sure he's proper lit right, and because the quality jumps better, I think, when it's just focused on him. There's a big iguana on a lampshade. There's a lot. Look at that. When there's a television with arms, legs, and then dinosaur heads. It's something very different. I've never noticed that before. Excuse me. I was trying not to burp, but it happened. So yeah, it's a funky tallies. Dinosaurs and telly. I'm not actually sure what's on tellies. It looks like a waterfall if I'm looking right. Looks like one of them tellies has got a penis, by the way, as well. It's getting a bit strange in the background over there, especially when it cuts back to him. Oh, there's the iguana. We'll call him Jeff. Look at that. I don't know if you see that. You're watching it with the plants were in the background. The oil drums, but they're all like cut out and like with mad effects. There's blue faded into red, which is a big thing in the 90s. Cross spray painting and stuff like riff raff and stuff was going around at the time. And I've just got a message. Naughty. It's Mr. Jack. His message. He doesn't even know I'm doing a podcast, so I'm gonna message Jack right now. Sorry for being very. It's Thursday night actually. Jack's normally out and about. What's the date of the rope? Once in, never out. See, it's a cult. It is a cult. Once in, never out. Date of the rope. It's the date of the rope. He's very sadistic about that. So we get a bit of action. I don't think it's as action packed as it is. I think there's a lot more story going on there. It is classed as a sci-fi, but I think that's just mainly because of the futuristic apocalypse of it. Suppose as well, I'm trying to think now, Tony Hawk was a massive thing, and there was a Rollerboys, it was a Get Set radio, vanilla radio, but yeah, I always remember that horrible clip on, I don't even know what it was on, You Gotta See This or something, when the kid tries to do a 180 down a set of stairs and the back of his head smacks off the floor, and it's one of those ones where it's so cold and hollow and it's just, oh, that's a pretty impressive big jump randomly. I don't, yeah, that didn't look great. Bit action there, but again when the music looks mint there, but yeah, the guy lost his sight with smell for landing on the back of the head, wasn't wearing a helmet, That's definitely not him. See, even there he comes like rollerblades, he comes motorbikers as well. Into a factory there, I don't understand why he just fell over very quickly there. I think he's just happy that he's just got through a factory without Hello Jack, this is a voice message for you. I'm right in the middle of filming a podcast. Yes, I know you're not here, but say hi. To be honest with you, it was a week ago today. Was it? No, it's Wednesday, and fuck me, I'm getting my days mixed up. Yeah. That's a great, proper. Look at the quality of this movie. No CGI. It's all like, it's a big budget movie, and he comes a fucking grenade launcher. See, Chris Collette, his performance in this against the Langolese, it's totally different. It's almost like watching a different actor. Oh no, a message. Very unprofessional. Aye. Film 1. Film who? What do you mean, Jack? Rollerboys rule. I mean, again, the music. It's the intro music from the start, but I think it's beautiful music. There's this bit anyway. Again, though, another thing I haven't really picked up on. It's got a lot of elements of the Lost Boys in, especially how it's the beach life, how that was portrayed at the time. Yeah, amazing soundtrack. Really good score. The guy creeps me out there. Great thing. The dragon as well. I don't know. I don't know why the dragon would be the White Army. Said it there. I don't know why the dragon's the mascot of the American. I don't know. What happened to the eagle? I suppose the eagle doesn't make sense. He's part of the eagle. Yeah, I love the score there. Day of the Rope. Haim couldn't look more like awkward there, like he's in on it. Yeah. That's either good acting or he's not really sure in general. There's that murky redness again. Didn't even look at her. Howie, man, how can you not look at her? Pinky Pizzazz. House special vegetarian pizzas. That's what we want a pizza tonight. I love this film. See, I got it. I think this is the American import. It's playing on PlayStation, but when I think I originally got it, it wouldn't play on anything. Go in there. Just smash some cheese on the floor. Howie Haim, you can act better than that. I've seen it before. See, for Haim though, I think one of Haim's last movies he made was a film called American Sunset, or it's called The Hostage Game. And to be honest with you, it was not too far away from his typical kind of movie, but his performance in that was really good. Again, really hard to get a hold of, never been released in the UK. There we go, skating around, just patrolling the streets like that. But the thing is, right, if you were like, the Rollerboys patrol the streets. It's like the whole thing about like, if you're scared of sharks and water in the Jaws movies, just stay in your fucking house, you know, it's not going to come ring the doorbell. But it's like oh yeah, the Rollerboys come get us. Well, just stay in your house, stay up some stairs. You know what I mean? Rollerboy comic book. Who do you think he is? The Ultimate Warrior? Oh, see the guy who plays Speedbagger is great there. I know what heat looks like. That's a nice little cowgirl. Doodaloo, 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 the Bug Butcher. That's a mint name for us doing Exterminator. I don't know. I almost bought Arachnophobia the other day. I think Paul Ray had sent us a message of the guy at the in the coffin at the start. I was like, I want to watch that. Then I was like, I don't want to watch it. You know what I mean? Even though it's like I'm not worried about spiders or anything like that, you can't help but like go, oh. This scene here is pretty much a scene that appears on most artwork of the VHS as well. From the writer of Varsity Blues has now been added on top, and that's one of the things we watch. Prayer the Rollerboys fast forward review on the American DVD. The Rollerboys are wearing orange jumpsuit jackets and pants, so they're not wearing the Ku Klux Klan white ones. Better say your prayers, boy. They're coming. What topic line? Ooh. He's quite a young cop, that's for sure, like. You're on patrol. Very orangey. Very orangey. Oh, he's definitely not driving the car, is he? That steering wheel is not moving. I know he's just going in a straight line. Oh, it's moved a little bit there. He's definitely getting dragged along. I can't look at this. Back on the docks, it's probably the same location as they filmed the night scene before. Probably is. Yeah, this colour tint, whatever's going on, well, it's just making Chris Collette looking like a bit of a ginger as well. Yeah, this is the scene I just stopped before when it pulls back, and it's this big yard, and it's probably where they filmed. It's got like ships in the background there as well. To First Blood. We go back to First Blood. Peter Weller, RoboCop, was our dad in that movie. Yeah, I don't know where Jack's doing. I don't know. Might get a random message off Jack. He just says hi, but I thought he was going to send us a voice message, so God knows. So yeah, quickly jump out the car and the rollerblades are on. And to be honest, I think most of the rest of this movie takes place around this area, you know, so they probably were at this location for a time. You might even find that that carnival scene was in the same location. That's what you do in movies. You go in, you take a land, and you adapt scripts, you adapt locations, you adapt areas to suit what you can get in a certain time without moving around. I mean, if that was now, that'd be green screen. And it's got that eeriness of green there, but it's not, you know. See, I shut down my phone and Twitter's just popped up. Jumbo fucking Shango. How dare he interrupt my phone's fucked, like. You kind of think that they would have a better facility than that, like. That guy's still angry. The bit where that guy dies, I remember when the big box VHS I used to have, the film was damaged or got cut out. I never knew what happened to him. And I actually have it on small box. So First Independent did release a lot of their stuff. I got the very sophisticated tour of their medical lab here, which looks twice the size of where he's just got in. Very colourful drugs. Imagine sneezing in there, you'd be fucked. You'd be fucking high. You'd be dead. Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper. It comes out in Commandant packets. Comes out, comes out. What about them massive fucking tubs of chemicals you got there? I don't know. Man, just imagine grabbing that. It's a lot of random money. I would love to rewind that there and just try and work out. This look like $1. And she actually sell at $5. Yeah, I do like the score of this movie. I'll keep banging on about that. Oh, I love that shot. That's a lovely colour, purple sky. Again with the filters, man. Definitely use some filters on this movie. Oh, here we go. Alright, Jack says hi. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. The blueness. So he's just got there, drove a truck, gets in the back and Milty's smacked off his tits. Do you know what I mean? Was he not there 5 minutes ago? There's definitely a missing scene there, isn't there? Smashed. So the mist in there, rather than that big tube the guy at the start, he's got like this, looks like a bong with a gas mask on the end of it. Again, the filter. They've definitely changed the filter. See what they're doing? Oh, the bug basher's back. Oh, the bug butcher. Sorry, the bug butcher. $6.03. Knocky knock knock. Guy's proper great actor. I don't know. Must have a swimming pool outside, that light reflection. It's just going to push past her like meh. Again, with the close-ups of Haim, it's a lot better lit than most things in the film. So now look at how nice she's lit as well. Patricia Arquette would have been famous as well for Nightmare on Elm Street just before this, but you know, she became a huge star. True Romance, Stigmata, you know, TV show Medium, you know, for years now. She was married to Nicolas Cage at one point. So there we go. I just want my goddamn brother back. Oh, word. $150 the score. Top off. Even though, look, I mean, look at the lamp in the background. That looks like some kind of fucking plant infestation. These guys look like they're sitting in the Dumb and Dumber fucking van with that felt on the wall. Must be hot in there. Her hair's dried so quickly. Oh my god. Apologies, I just nearly stood on the PlayStation controller. I am waiting for the podcast where I absolutely goon it or something happens. Right bang, I'm recording in it. So I try to do it when I can, you know. It's why when I'm trying to do it on my own, I'm trying to just do an hour and a half movies. And try and leave bigger films where I can plan it more with someone else and, like, you know, let's go for it. Again, there's another filter back there. Microwave in your little RV. Some cool artwork in the background there. Looks like concept art more than anything, or what they're going to graffiti on the wall. It definitely looks like the idea of what the wall could look like, rather than kid drawn art. It's more like, yeah. Did you smoke her out? What kind of word is that? There's a turtle in the background on that one. Tortoise. It's a lot of random animals in the background hidden away. Right, here comes this scene here where it's, you know, it's the end of the road, but then there's a lot of bushes, and it's about to be an attack on them, and it's yeah. Fades to slow motion. Don't get us wrong, I mean, the pull of focus is a bit out there, but he comes at ominous blue. That definitely looks like the scene they may have took for that DVD menu screen. Yeah, dude, good. Oh, yeah, I'm just talking to Jack, sorry. Even though Jack's not here on this podcast, he's on this one. So, yeah. Again, the music, another great bit of score, slow motion as well as the sound, the music. But again, they're coming to have a fight with people, and they've all got rollerblades on. The B-13s, you know what I mean? They've all got guns, rollerblades, going to jump over. But it's like, what happens if you get in the field? What happens if you get in a stand-up fight? What happens? You know what I mean? You sort of like, you may have the advantage of surprise, but you're not going to have the advantage on the floor in the fight. Pretty brutal though, you know what I mean? There's a woman just been smacked straight in the face twice in the gut there. Slow motion's pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong, slow motion, slow motion. The quality's pretty crim though. Oh, straight in the guts. It's always in the thing in films, like cars just explode. That car looks like it's been there for what, years, spray painted, beaten bad. I mean, this that and it just blows up. Him playing like, you know, vulnerable. Pretty sure Cat has some. Is she different in every scene? There's definitely a lot of filters going on in this movie. So it looks like Haim has just, or Griffin, as he's known in this movie, has just rocked up from the night before, and you know, covered in blood or anything like that not happening. Have that. That's pretty mental, like. But yeah. Mr. No Kamikaze Merchant. What a fucking. What a line. Ah, that's meant. Howie, man, you don't come over and lean on someone's bike stand when they're fixing the fucking gears. It all fell downhill quite rapidly for Mr. Griffin there, like, hasn't it? Again, I think this is definitely one of Haim's best films. There's a lot going on with the story, even though it is quite outlandish. I think the morals of it are quite grounded, you know, and strong. Even though he's on patrol there without his rollerblades. Yeah, getting spied on here. A fucking dead-eyed pop bile guy. Bullwinkle. Massive pineapple trees. I mean, why? I mean, I was gonna say, why wouldn't you join the Rollerboys? You know, when you think the cops aren't touching them. I mean, like, I know you got the cops can't touch them and all that, but it's like riot van, maybe. You know, I don't think the Rollerblades versus riot van would happen. Okay, so this is quite awkward. Talking about what this scene is. It's very well. It's what it is, isn't it? It's very racist. Tell you what, Speedbag is taking a beating like. I love it how Milty knows who that was, but Griffin doesn't. Poor Speedbag. Damn fucking hell, his eyes are so creepy. Bye, Griffy. Even like the wheels. Sorry, I forgot to talk there. So I have to do podcasts for other people. You got someone else to talk to. It's me, myself, and I. There's another Korean film. Even the spray painted tires there. Even the hospital man. Sandbags up the wall there. Got a brand new neck brace on though. Prey of the Rollerboys though as a title. I mean, the Rollerboys. Prey of the Rollerboys rings a bell. It doesn't ring a bell, it suits it, you know, Prey of the Rollerboys. Alright, see your prayers, boy, they're coming. I don't know where I was going there. It's quite a good title. It's definitely a film title, isn't it? What's a Prey of the Rollerboys? Well, there's not much religion going on there. There's a lot of racism, but you know, there we go. He is the saviour. I would love to sit in my head and chair, but wait, hang on, I'm just going. Yeah, it's seen better days in my head and chair. Back to that cosmic blue. With a reflection. I love reflection on roofs and water, especially blue. It's something that I actually want to bring into my home in some way, even if I get a fish tank and put a light behind it. And then I have to get a pretty big fish to make waves like that. But no, I love it. I love the whole calmness of water. Get myself a CD to play in the background. Yeah. This is weird here because it's like right, left, left, and there's pulled back a big scene. It's very no like standard cover of the shot. So I think if there was a sex scene here, a bit more gore, I think Prey of the Rollerboys would have been 18, but they had to definitely had to market it to teenagers, I think, at the time, for the sport factor, but for him as well. Him was shit hot at this time. Oh, it's gonna have a big cuddle. Oh, it's all we get, cuddle. It's some bedhead to wake up like that. Fucking hell. Is it got anime? Get the door. It's not a very good door. See, that's fucking. Well, you know who it is. So why did you open the door? This is the scene that was cut on my VHS. It wasn't cut like as in it's too violent. It was more that it was the damage on the VHS. It's definitely a manufacturing fault, you know. even Steven, eh? Oh, busted. There is a movie as well called Busted with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, directed by Corey Feldman. I've only ever seen it once. It was that bad. I generally nearly cried watching it, but the thing is about it, even that Feldman is Haim's best friend, he couldn't even find him while filming it, so Haim's in it, but they're not in it, and just so randomly appears and disappears with just no continuity or anything about it. Yeah, this is a bit where it was cut on VHS. Look there, it actually shimmered there as well on DVD. Fucking hell. That was fucking brutal, that. That's probably why it was cut. I think the band could have been a bit more louder for it to freak out like that. It was like... Pfft. That guy's proper creepy, like. I don't think she's got a random plant pot hanging in the back. See, the guy who's filmed this has made sure that there's a lot going on in the frame. Like that random plant pot there. I might get a plant pot for in this room. It's all VHS and cardboard. Once in, never out. Goes for the cops either. Alright, you stole my line there. She can't just go on, she's a copper. Give him that score, it's really good. There's that bloody filter again. Look at Venice Beach, there's hardly anyone around. And Whitley's fucked again. See, there's a lot of even though they're trying to get him to go in the mist house and all that, there's a lot just happened in order to suddenly be trusted to go into the house. He's had to talk, he's come back for another talk. His one of his good friends is now being shot by one of his old friends. For a guy who's meant to be the ruler of the Rollerboys, he's got a lot of trust issues. Or either that or he's forgets stuff quite easy. Oh, check out the phone. The guy, he looks like him. It's not him. The guy, well, I was say the white guy, looks like the guy who was in Money Train. Fuck with my train, I'll kill you. That guy. It's not, but it looks like him. Dun, 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 dun. What if you've got to have suspenders? You know, they're all got suspenders on. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. That just paid for the whole fucking film in '91, that's for sure. I hope you're enjoying these podcasts. I'm enjoying doing them actually. As I say, I've been trying to find films that, you know, like. Oh, here comes some more great music. So I'm trying to find films that people own, but like, you know, I'm sitting here loving this film, and I want to interact and talk to people who like this movie. You know what I mean? Something about doing a podcast. You know, is there a feature comedy for Prairie Rollerboys? I don't know, but there might be one now. Trying to find out what the guy's called. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them just called Rollerboys Extra. Jesus. Rollerboy Extra, Rollerboy Extra, Rollerboy Extra. G. Smoker Campbell was one. Pinky. Jowinski. Now, the guy who I thought was the guy from Money Train doesn't even have a picture on IMDb, so. Yeah, Judas Harris is the guy who played Speedbacker. He died in 2004, 81. Good innings, like. Chris Collette, still acting. Chris Collette's 50. He was born in 68. He's in Sleepaway Camp as well. Patricia Arquette was born in 1980. She's 50 as well. So, known for Boyhood. This guy's a pretty good actor. Take a scene from Robocop 2 in it. Here comes some more classic tunes in. Another song. Heavily used in the trailer, this song. He's got my hat on. Look at that, man. Even the fucking service spoon's got a crocodile as a handle. Another scene used heavily in the trailer. Oh, he's got his bat. I can't even see a toilet in there. That's a long time to be in a small room. You think they would be more comfortable there. Even the blue spoon's got a crocodile on it. That God, if that asset was so fucking dangerous, you would have it in it. Busted. That room's suddenly got bigger. Definitely wasn't Corey Haim's voice. Ah! Oh, it's got a head behind it. Oh, powerbomb! Like it. That was a mint powerbomb. Excuse me. Rich cops. Some pretty decent squid work in this, like. These guys don't look like cops. They're like. Did you really? There she comes in full on squat gear, but with a hat backwards. If you were Gary Lee, you would just fuck off, wouldn't you? You definitely wouldn't. Right, so okay, hang on a minute. Let me just work out what just happened. Gary Lee's going to confront the police here. He's got his rollerblades on. Corey Haim, who's just done his shift in the mist house, didn't have his rollerblades on, but now he does. Do you know what I mean? Super fast change. Oh shit, you're psychologically damaged. You fucking hell. So this film is running, getting to the last of this film now. No way. You know, it's happened to have his rollerblades on. Ah. Some pretty good stunts. There's a weird edit that. And here they go, they're going to run. So there's some pretty good stunts there coming up here. Chase scene. So I don't think there was a lot of this in the film, except for the start, you know, when you've got that going there. But look at that running up the stairs, man. I mean, that's that's impressive. Like, and he's not even got a gun. Hold on. Yeah, some great silhouettes here, straight to the factory there. That's definitely not Corey Haim. Yeah, it's definitely not Corey Haim either. It's a pretty decent stunt as well. Pretty big open space or chase scene. It's a quite evil look by them there. So that's a lot of filing systems, obviously, just taking the time, the product, you know, the 70s, the 80s. I mean, think about that now, that's a fucking terabyte hard drive. You know what I mean? No need for all that archiving. But yeah, they must have weighed a ton. Big office there, but that corner's been cornered off like a fucking racetrack. And And this film's abruptly going to come to a very end with a nice move coming up. I think it's not that long before this happens. Chris Collette going all psychopath here. Double arm clothesline there. I mean, it was sling blade there, like a Finn Balor or a Seth Rollins. Swing blade on on the rollerblades. It's a couple of more stunts before that stunt I'm on about there. Again, Chris Collette and Haim both doing jumps down the stairs there, so they were committed to the project. You know, you get other films where it is totally. There's a big explosion here. Some really bad voiceover work. That's definitely not him rolling the whole goddamn thing. It's still not him. Set up like a Ken Block fucking race course that. Swoop underneath just in time. Sorry, his performance is quite funny rather than menacing. He's got an evil look though. There's a smiley face drawn on one of them boards. I wonder who did that. So it's taking on the whole thing. We're not going to have a fight at the finish. We've got a cat and mouse chase with a gun. And quite an innovative move coming up. Right about. There he is, the smiley face there. Here he is. It's like, it's a mid sound effect. He kicks him right in the face. Like, it's a fucking 619. That's well. Rey Mysterio must have seen this. That's where he got the idea from. Corey Haim invented 619. Set up earlier in the movie, the whole hidden knife thing and luring him in. Yeah, you better kill me. Yeah. You know, each and fan. Bang. Some decent sound effects in this movie, that's for sure. So as I did in my fast forward review, I'd finished the review and it was months later. I got the VHS and then it was a time after that. You're going to see in the video the jump. I get the poster. And I do mention now that this film is left wide open for a sequel we're never going to get. So again, it's before it's time, leaving it open. I mean, I was watching, and I think it's what I want to do next is Solo. I watched Darkman 2 and 3 back to back the other night. And they were filmed back to back around about the same time as this. And it's like, yeah, Darkman 2's left wide open, but they'd already filmed the third one, you know what I mean? This is leaving it open. And so, like, where do you go with it, you know what I mean? It didn't have to be a Rollerboys movie, it had the potential to be an action movie. In some form, you know what I mean? But, you know. The elements of Fast and Furious in a way, you know. It builds a family up and setting it up. She's just left her entire job to drive off with a guy and his family to start a new life, and Gary Lee's just in jail, spray painting his See, look, even on the look, he's got dinosaurs on his windowsill as well. Mental. Where's his bed? All that going down there. So yeah, the end is setting up a sequel, which we never got. I don't think films should do that unless, you know, I don't think films should do that unless they have approved. It's good to have some good ideas for good things. And that is the end of Prayer of the Rollerboys. You know, trilogies, but when they cancel trilogies, you know what I mean? It's like that Tom Cruise Mummy, the whole Universal Monster thing, and it didn't do well, and we haven't had a follow up. And it's like, you had all these great casting ideas, and you haven't. Why? It takes time to make money back. I mean, films like Predator, Blade Runner, The Thing were all flops, but over time they've made the money back. And that's what they don't, do now. It's just, if they make any money, like, fuck it, scrap it, we'll start it, we'll reboot. Look at Spider-Man. Corey Haim, Fisher Arquette, Christopher Collett, CJ Quinn, Speedbagger, Devil and Clark, G. Smokey Taylor, Jake Dow. So yeah, it's Pray the Rollerboys. Again, awesome soundtrack. Comes with no additional features on DVD. Approximate run times 95 minutes. It was made in 1990. Came out in 91 at the pictures as well. And yeah. So hopefully next one, I want to try and do the Darkmans next, because I just watched Darkman 2 and 3. I didn't watch Darkman 1 because I just watched that recently as well. So I'll do Darkman and then Darkman 2 and 3 as I think my solo podcasts is my own little trilogy. And I am planning on doing a podcast with Jack on Sunday for Predators. And then me and Jack are going to look at other films. And he's interested in doing them, and so is Chris Davies. And definitely is Casper. So I'm glad people are liking these podcasts. I know I'm recording this with only one released. That's the Predator one with me and Jack. And this is like my third solo one. So yeah. Someone's special makeups by Dye. Okay. Dean Jones, Star Jones, Scott Sand, Steve Finkel, Anka Goodman, Rick. Yeah, so the Rollerboy, there's a lot of Rollerboys extras. I do think the soundtrack was good. Overall, it was filmed well. The story does have a bit like weakness about it in the middle, but yeah. If you've never seen it, if you can get to see it, it's probably on YouTube. While the end credits are rolling and I'm still talking on this podcast, I'm just going to Google it on YouTube to quickly see if it's on. It'll be on YouTube, I'd imagine. It's weird. Them 90s films always are. That's why YouTube ever uploads. I'm still talking. I'm still here. Yeah, you've got to love that music, isn't it? Well, we've got Prayer of the Rollerboys. Second search, Prayer of the Refugees first. Yeah, the full movie is on YouTube. It's been uploaded 4 months ago of me doing this. It's, a couple of people have uploaded it, trailers and stuff like that. I see no podcasts, so I'll be the first one to put a podcast on. So yeah, hopefully you're watching this or listening to me while that's gone there. It's still there. Special thanks to JVC, big letters there. Mist House Machine, produced by the Hamilton Prototypes. Yeah, great soundtrack. Hopefully 88 films. I don't think Arrow will get it because there won't be enough extras and that, but it's a one probably for 88 films to bring out along with the soundtrack. I would love the soundtrack, especially with the score, but yeah. Yeah, kind of communications. Copyright Tokyo 1990. Well, I've been Stephen Mason. Thanks for listening to my podcast. That has been Prayer of the Rollerboys. Goodbye. As an extra on my podcast, that's the screen right there. Look at that. I mean, what is that? Thanks for watching and listening. Goodbye.